slimy ass down.
You don't trust me, fine, but you cannot trust her.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Halal Experience here. I don't know, my name's probably gonna change in the future, but I keep changing it. But yeah, here's my review on the newest zombies map, Shattered Vale. Now, my quality sucks on this video. I think in general my quality was just terrible on this video, but anyways, here's my review on the newest zombies map, Shattered Vale. So the strongest aspect of this map has to be its story by far. I think this is what carries this map a lot from the other Black Ops 6 maps, and that is just its story. So Black Ops 6's story has just been kind of all over the place. We started off strong with Terminus, and it just went really downhill after that, especially with Citadel. I just don't think Citadel's story was that good. It had like craft and stuff, but it didn't really progress the story at all. It was just like, oh, he's Richtofen's dad, and yeah, that's it. Like, he didn't really do anything else, and no connections with Chaos, really. We just went there for an amulet, and then the tomb was obviously just, I love the tomb, but it was a big L in terms of his story. Like, nothing happened. We just went there, and yeah, that's it. We just went there. So I think it's a big breath of fresh air that we finally got a map that actually progresses the story. We have, Richtofen. We figure out what his plan is, what he's actually doing, why he's doing it, and we learn about, like, Weaver killing his family and stuff. All of that is cool, and I think that's what really carries this map. But because of this, I don't think that the story is still amazing in this map. I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10. The reason why is because I was actually really excited for the story of this map, and I think I'm kind of disappointed in what they actually did with the story. And the reason why is because there's no Blanchard, first of all, on the map, and I thought he was gonna be here, but I think through intel or something, they say that he went to Janus Towers to, like, kill Panos or something. But again, missed opportunity. He could have been the one guiding us through the map, or we could have had to win his trust, like we had to, in Alpha Omega with what's his name? The AI guy, Rushmore. Yeah, we could have had to win his trust, like with Rushmore, through the Easter egg or something. He could have been guiding us or something. It would have been cool, and maybe some mentions of Panos. But I think he's just gonna be in Janus Towers as well, so it's not that big of a deal. But even with what we got, Richtofen is like only talks in like parts of the Easter egg. He's not really, if you're just playing the map casually, there's no reference of him. He doesn't really talk, communicate with you. He doesn't really do anything. And even Sam, the one who guides us, barely talks as well. It's like when you grab like a random part in the Easter egg, then they talk. It's kind of weird. I just think that it's just very disappointing. We could have gone a lot more with the story with Blanchard, Richtofen, Panos, Sam, even the Shadow Man dude who's apparently at the mansion. Because in, Modern Warfare Zombies, we saw him in the mirror and stuff. Like, we could have seen all of this, but we didn't. So I'm just a little bit disappointed in that, but at least we got a pretty good story, and we got Richtofen actually in the story, so I think 6.5 out of 10. Now the next thing that's probably really strong in this map is the actual visuals of the map and the actual layout. Now, obviously from my quality, the quality looks terrible on this live stream, but I'm broke, I can't afford a capture card. But anyways, the visuals on this map were actually really good. I thought it was just gonna be, Liberty Falls aesthetic. The community also thought that too. That it was just gonna be Liberty Falls, daytime, boring aesthetic. But no, they actually cooked with the aesthetic. It's like Dead of the Night mixed with Alpha Omega, but then a little bit of the Liberty Falls aesthetic. They like really cooked with it. It's not just daytime. It has a little bit of a darker tone and this nice deep blue to it, which is really nice. And I think they really did cook with this, the actual visuals of the map. And yeah, I think if you just play it, looks nice in the outside areas, a lot of green and stuff, looks great. In terms of the layout, a lot of people complain that the inside of the mansion is a little confusing. I have no problem with that. I just think it adds to the replayability, makes it more interesting every time you play. That's why I think Die Rise is amazing, because the more you play Die Rise, you have to actually learn the map. It's very confusing at first, and it adds to the replayability. It makes it feel like you're playing a new map every time you play it. So yeah, that's great. I also like how we don't just spawn in the front of the mansion with my stupid clock. Ignore my clock. But I like how we don't just spawn in the mansion. We actually spawn in this outside area. They've actually changed it up, and it's really nice how we, instead of Dead of the Night where we spawn in the mansion and work our way outside, we spawn outside and we work our way inside. So it's really cool. It's a different type of spawn area. There's a little bridge and stuff. It's nice. And yeah, I'd say that the actual map layout is pretty good. I have nothing to really complain about. I think my only complaints with it are like the underground area is kind of weird to get to. The only way to do it is like the only way to get there is either physically running all the way over there and using the zip line, or using the teleporter from the spawn. And it's just like if you're in an awkward position, like let's say you're at the front of the mansion. There's no like fast travel from there. You have to either go all the way to spawn, or you have to go all the way to double tap and take the zip line down. That's like my only complaints with it, but besides that, I think the map layout's great. It's probably way better. It honestly feels like the biggest Black Ops 6 Zombies map. I know Terminus is supposed to be the biggest, but it's just water really. And yes, if you include the little ship area and like the islands, it is bigger, but honestly, those areas are kind of useless. They don't really do anything. So I think this is the biggest Black Ops 6 map, and it's definitely bigger than Citadel. I hate Citadel's map layout. I just find it super disappointing. It honestly feels really small. So yeah, I like it. I think this is also a really strong part of the map. I'd give the map layout like an 8 out of 10. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is, of course, the wonder weapons. I think the wonder weapons, a lot of people complain that, oh, it's just the ray gun Mark 2s, oh, we have already seen this all the time, we want new wonder weapons, oh, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 3. Shut up, okay? I think the wonder weapons are great on this map. I've always loved the ray gun Mark 2s, I've always loved the variants, and I think they work in this game. They are a little bit underpowered in higher rounds just because there's so many hordes of zombies that, you know, they're kind of trash to deal with, but they're honestly not that bad. Like, if Treyarch gives them a slight buff, they'd be great, but I don't even think they need to give it a buff, because you know they're good for general gameplay and the boss fight, and that's really all you need it for. If you're doing high rounds, just use the Wonder Waff, and yeah, I think they're pretty good. I don't really know what else to say. They look great. Yes, they are from Alpha Omega, but at least we got variants, and at least I think the way to build them is also really interesting. They all have their own canisters and their own little quests, which I think are actually pretty good, and they honestly feel pretty long, especially like the SMG one. Just getting the abominations to destroy the rocks takes like a little bit. It takes like a few minutes to do that, and even like the shotgun one, getting like the 3 doppelgas souls takes a while too, and I think it took a while for the Easter egg hunters to also figure it out. Yes, I know it only took them like 4 or 5 hours to finish the whole map, but still, it was pretty interesting watching them try to build these ray gun Mark 2s. So I'd give them also an 8 out of 10. I think they're great. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, which is also really strong in this map, is the enemies, and how Treyarch actually handled the enemies. I think this is the perfect way for them to actually handle enemies moving forward for Black Ops 6 and just modern zombies in general. So obviously the new enemies we got were the toxic zombies, which were replacing the special rounds. They are great. I think they're honestly really challenging to just fight against. You have to be very careful. You can't just be careless and shoot them, because they'll just literally explode in your face and kill you. And then they also sprint at you randomly. Some of them will just like super sprint at you, and they're kind of scary and challenging to fight. I really like these guys. I thought they were just going to be like the Black Ops 4 poison zombies, but no, they're like a better buffed up version of like those red explosive zombies from Malware. They're great. And then we have to talk about the Elder Disciple. This guy, I think, is probably one of the best elite enemies we've ever had. He honestly feels like a threat, and he feels scary to come across. He kind of reminds me of the Panzer from like Origins when he spawns in around 8, and you're like, oh shit. It's like the same kind of deal. Because he is honestly like really difficult to deal with. Like very difficult. When he spawns, he actually has a ton of health. He's really difficult to take out with your normal weapons, so that's the only complaint about it. Like maybe nerf his health a little bit so you can actually kill him with like a sniper rifle or something. But then again, you can just use the ray gun Mark II, so not that big of a deal. But yeah, like he actually feels like a threat. He spawns in like tons of zombies and stuff, like tons, and they're super sprinting at you. And he feels a lot better than the Cold War one, because he doesn't like take away your health. He just screams at you, and he just buffs up the zombies. So when he spawns in, you have to take him out. Like, that's why he's pretty scary. And then the best thing about him is he only spawns in like every like few rounds. If you play the map, he'll only spawn in like once every 2 rounds or something. And he's not spammed like the amalgams where you have like 3 or 4 per round. Like, even though I like the chaos of like when that happens, it does get annoying sometimes. And it's great that he just spawns in like once every 2 rounds. And even when he spawns, there can only be 1 at a time in the map. There can't be like 2 or 3 in the map at the same time. There will only be 1 that will spawn, because obviously if Treyarch had like multiple, it would be too crazy. So yeah, he's great. He's not spammed that much, and the doppelgasts are in this map as well, but they don't naturally spawn either. So the only way to get them is if a vermin and parasite combine, and they don't really do that too often. So you'll maybe get like 1 or 2 of them per round, and every few rounds again. So yeah, all the enemies are great. They work great in this map, and they're not spammed. And it doesn't make the map easier too, because the actual enemies, when they do spawn, are very tough, like the Elder Disciple. So yeah, and I think if they want to reuse enemies, the Elder Disciple is the way to do it. Reskin the enemy to look completely different and match the tone and theme of the map, and then also give it new gameplay mechanics and stuff. The Mimic from like the Tomb was like okay, like he was redesigned and looked cool, but he was still just as annoying. Like, the only thing that I liked was like the little electric effect when he's nearby, but they spam him like crazy, and also he still has the same annoying grab attack. So yeah, he's not great, and I think that if they want to, reuse enemies, the Elder Disciple is how you do it. So I'd give the enemies also like a 7, or actually 8 out of 10. They're great. They're great. Next up, I want to talk about the Easter egg. So the Easter egg is also pretty strong, but I think it still has the same issues that all the other Easter eggs in Black Ops 6 have, which is just that it's too easy and it's just too short, and half the Easter egg is just building the wonder weapon again. Now, this definitely does feel like the longest Black Ops 6 Easter egg, because there is a lot to do, and it's a lot of just collecting parts and stuff, which I do like. But again, like, when you learn it, it's still pretty fast and easy to do. Like, I think the first time I did it, it took me like 2.5 hours, but then I did it again, like with some randoms, and it only took me like an hour and a half, to do it. It was really fast, and it's very easy to do. And I think this is the problem with Black Ops 6's Easter eggs, is that they're all just easy, and just building the wonder weapon, building the wonder weapon, building the wonder weapon, because all you do is you just build all the ray gun Mark IIs, you do like 4, and then you just do 3 little rituals, and you just collect parts for each of the people and just do the ritual, and you're done. It kind of sucks. I really wish that we can get like an Easter egg in these modern games that is like as hard as like Blood of the Dead or something, like just crazy steps, Morse code, Samantha Says with like 10 different things, just crazy stuff, because like, I'm just tired of these easy Easter eggs. It's fine. I think Terminus, Citadel, Liberty Falls, it's fine if you want to make those easy, but why can't we also have maps that are for hardcore players, right? Kind of like Black Ops 4, again, with Blood of the Dead. So, yeah. But the one positive I will give is the boss fight is amazing. It's a T-Rex. We kind of expected it, and thank God Treyarch actually delivered with giving us a T-Rex. I was scared it was going to be Sam, but it is a T-Rex, and he's freaking amazing to fight. The only issue is, again, he's another bullet sponge. All the boss fights in Black Ops 6 tend to just be bullet sponges. The only one that really wasn't was, the Tombs boss fight with the Sentinel artifact. But if you really break it down, it is also kind of a bullet sponge. You are just killing elite enemies, which are, again, bullet sponges. So, yeah. But I think this one is handled the best, because the T-Rex is actually pretty aggressive, like very aggressive, and he throws down this like toxic gas that will slow you down in the map, and it does feel a lot different than the other ones. I think the Citadel one sucks the most, because it's just the Guardian, and he just has armor, and it takes forever to break it, and he just stomps on you, and the only thing that changes is like some lava that just burns you, but it doesn't slow you down, it doesn't change really anything. So yeah, I think that the T-Rex is great. I still don't think he's as good as Patient 13, just mechanically, because at least Patient 13 has some complexity, like it has wipe attacks and stuff. And I don't think it's as good as the Tombs either, because I just think the Tombs is just really good just because it's really hard, and that's why it feels so rewarding doing it. But it's still a great boss fight, and he looks amazing and matches the theme of the map perfectly. So yeah, but I am hoping for just another boss fight that's actually mechanically designed, like the Voyage of Despair boss fight, where there's multiple phases, and he actually changes up what he does, and you have to change up how you play and stuff. But yeah, overall, Easter egg's good. I like how it involves also you having to use your tacticals and lethals, because we know the crafting system isn't gonna go, and I don't really like it. But at least they give it a purpose in this map. You actually have to use tomahawks and Casimirs and stuff to do certain parts of the Easter egg, so that's nice. But yeah, I'd give the Easter egg like a 6 out of 10. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. I think it's pretty good, but it's just too easy. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all the main stuff in the map. But now I want to talk about the negatives of the map and the things that really take away from this map. So first of all, I know I said the story was good, but my only complaints with the story, and also just the visuals too, I know I talked about the visuals, but here are my complaints for them. And that's, first of all, that there's no chaos elements in any of them. That's very disappointing, because I know I was expecting for them to bring in chaos in some sort of way. Maybe the cast or the crew, the chaos crew. But even if they don't bring them in, why can't we see anything from chaos? Like, why can't we see more from the order? The only thing we saw was like the Shaya Shem guy, but like, again, like, he doesn't really do anything. He's just there. You give him like you take his flask and you fill up these 3 wine bottles in the Easter egg, and that's it. He doesn't really do anything in the Easter egg. We don't really see anything chaos related in the cutscenes, and my biggest disappointment is that visually there's no chaos elements in the map, especially with like the mystery box and perk machines and stuff. That's my biggest complaint from Modern Zombies, is that the mystery box, the pack-a-punch machine, the wall weapons, they all look the same. It's the same every single map. And I miss when COD Zombies, every map used to have a different colored pack-a-punch machine, or a different, different looking pack-a-punch machine or something. And I know Black Ops 3, most of the maps had the same, but at least some of them here and there, like Rising Dragon, at least had like the Origins Pack-a-Punch, and I think Zetsubo had like this viney looking Pack-a-Punch machine or something. And right after that in Black Ops 4, we got all the Chaos looking Pack-a-Punch machines and stuff, and got Blood of the Dead with like the red looking mystery box from Mob of the Dead. And I think that I miss when we used to have different colored pack-a-punch machines and wall weapons and stuff, and we just get the same thing every time. And I was hoping that we were going to get it in this map, because they never showed the pack-a-punch machine in any of the marketing. But then when I was watching Mr. Rolfo's stream, it was just a normal pack-a-punch, and I got really disappointed. And also, in the marketing, they also just hyped up how the elder disciple could like transform if you left him long enough for too long, like left him alive long enough for too long. He could transform a zombie into this like mysterious thing. Like, I don't know what wording they used, but they hyped it up. So a lot of the community thought that he was gonna transform into like what do you call it? A Blight Father from Black Ops 4. But no, he just turns into the Amalgam, and it's just like, oh my god, man. It really sucks, and I wish we could have gone a lot more chaos elements, and it's very disappointing that they just used it to kind of hype up the story, and yeah, that's it. But yeah, overall this map is pretty good, but I still do not think it's better than the 2, and that's for one simple reason. The side Easter eggs in this map suck. They are some of the worst side Easter eggs we've ever had in COD Zombies, and it's very disappointing. It's not even the side Easter eggs themselves. The side Easter eggs themselves, like in like how Treyarch wanted you to do stuff, is really cool, but the rewards suck. So obviously not all of them have been discovered, so I could be wrong. Maybe we'll get some really good ones discovered soon, but so far I'll give you a rundown of some of them. So first of all, there's this one where you interact with computers around the map, and then basically after doing it in a certain order and just doing some weird stuff, the Sam NPC becomes a trap, and the trap is very underwhelming. It barely kills zombies. I think you only activate it like once per round, and there's no reason to do this side Easter egg for the amount of for the amount of work you have to do for the side Easter egg, and the reward of just getting the Sammy to kill like a few zombies. Yeah, there's no reason to do this. There's also one where you have to collect like 6 Mr. Peaks plushies, and when you do that, you can go to the front of the mansion and craft this thing, and then a baby vermin pops up and he becomes an ally, and he kills zombies for you. Then he becomes a doppelgast or something and then kills zombies for you, but then he just dies. And it's like, why would you do this? Like, why would you waste your time collecting these 6 plushies for a brain rotted zombie that just dies? Just like the tomb had the same Easter egg similar to it, where you collect like these brain rotted skulls, and then you know, these zombies spawn that will protect you, but then they just die. And it's like, why would you do this? Like, why couldn't the zombies stay for the rest of the game, or, you know, respawn every round or something? There's no reason to do it. There's also another one where there's this ghost around the map, and you can only look at her with thermal vision, like the thermal scope. Yes, and nobody's gonna run a thermal scope, so it's like, why? And even when you do look at her from the thermal scope in like 4 different locations, you get a jump scare as a reward, and then you just get some salvage and a perk. Why would you do all that for just some salvage and a perk when you can just get that when playing the game normally? And then there's another one which is really cool, where, you know, you have to buy Death Perception, and then you buy this Marine SP shotgun, put it in these like 3 deer heads or something, and then the 3 deer heads, you like put the shotgun there, and then you have to use a random field upgrade and collect souls and stuff, and then all it does, it just upgrades the rarity and pack a punch of the Marine SP. Yeah, why would you do that? Again, nobody's gonna use the Marine SP. They're just gonna use their loadout weapon that they're grinding camos for. And second of all, why would you do all that when you can just pack a punch the Marine SP and upgrade its rarity normally through playing the game? It just sucks. And there's some other ones I can't really remember, but again, these Easter eggs suck. This is a really bad problem in Black Ops 6, where just the side Easter eggs give you salvage or a free perk or something, and you can get that normally through the game, so there's no reason to really do it. You know, remember in Zetsumo Noshima where you could become a freaking spider, and it was exclusive to that map? You couldn't do this in any of the other maps, and you could actually use the spider the entire game, and it could save you from bad situations. Yeah, that was really cool. And even in the tomb, which is why I think the tomb is a better map than this map, and that's because it's more replayable, because it actually has side Easter eggs that are worth doing, like the golden armor. Because the golden armor is something that you cannot get from any of the other Black Ops 6 maps. It's exclusive to this map only, the tomb. And this map doesn't have any of that. I'm pretty sure Kevin Drew did say that the Shattered Veil was going to have some side Easter eggs that were exclusive to this. Maybe there is something and we just haven't discovered it yet, but I just think he was talking about the trap and, you know, the ghost lady Easter egg. I don't think he was actually talking about the rewards, because, you know, the rewards suck. They're just salvage and stuff, and that's my main problem with this map. I just think that this map is just gonna be another, you know, Citadel de Amor tomb situation, where it's gonna be popular for like a week, and then people are gonna forget about it, and it's gonna, you know, die in time, and we're just gonna wait for the next Black Ops 6 Zombies map. And that's just simply not the map's fault. It's just because Black Ops 6's mechanics are very unreplayable, and the only way to fix this is either they fix Black Ops 6's mechanics to make them more replayable, or they make the maps really complex and really difficult, like Black Ops 4's maps, like Blood of the Dead, for example, so that it takes a while to learn the map, there's a lot to do in the map, and, you know, yeah. So overall, I think Shattered Veil is a W for the zombies community. It definitely adds a lot of things that we needed, like the story implementations, and the map is a little bit bigger, and it's nice, and it has a good aesthetic, but again, I just think that there's a lot that it didn't do. There's like barely any chaos ties besides the Josiah Shem guy, whatever his name is, but besides him, barely any chaos ties. The things that they did add, like double tap, are great, but again, I don't think it fixes the replayability issue for Black Ops 6. It's just replayability in Black Ops 6 in general just sucks, so it doesn't solve that issue. And the lack of side Easter eggs that actually give you good rewards also really takes it away, especially with the replayability, because it just gives you salvage and other boring stuff, so there's no point in doing them. And so far we haven't discovered anything that's like the golden armor that actually helps you and is specific to this map. So there's that, and then also the lack of complexity in this map with its Easter eggs and building wonder weapons. This is an issue with all of Black Ops 6, but the lack of complexity and difficulty in these maps also takes away from the replayability. So even though it's a great map, I think it's still gonna fall into the same curse as all the other Black Ops 6 maps, where you're gonna play it for a week and you're gonna forget about it. And if you don't believe me, in 1 month, let me know in the comments how many times you've done the Easter egg in Shattered Vale. I bet you're probably only going to do it like 2 or 3 times, and then you're never going to touch this map again. So overall, I give this map a 7 out of 10, or actually 7 out of 10. It's a great map, but I just think if it was on Black Ops 3, 2, or 1, and this is also for all the other maps, if they were on a different game engine that wasn't Black Ops 6 and it was on, Black Ops 3 or 2 or 1 with those mechanics, all these maps would have easily been S tier, because they are generally great maps. But because Black Ops 6 mechanics suck, fortunately, I'm gonna have to give it a 6.5 out of 10. That's my final rating, 6.5 out of 10. So if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching. I know it was a yap session, and yeah, thanks for watching.